If your e-commerce store is looking a bit ugly, here's how you can fix it within 5 minutes with AI. Let me introduce you to WeShop, the AI-powered creative studio. With WeShop AI, you can do all sorts of cool things such as change the pose of your model, change the design of your model, remove backgrounds, add backgrounds to your product, and all these other cool tools on the left-hand side. Okay, so let's jump into the WeShop web app. And before I go into all the features, I just want to say thanks to the team for providing me with access so I can test out all the features. So here we are on the dashboard. On the left here, you have all the tools that you can use to change your products, to enhance it, to access all the AI model tools. And on the right, we have all the tools or all the AI features that you can use to adjust your product or model. So the first option we have is AI model, and under each feature it tells you a brief description about what each one does. So for AI model it says showcase clothing with a variety of models, and here are a few examples. So this is one example, and you can actually preview each one and then you'll see a side by side before and after. And on the left here you have the before, where there's just a plain background, and the after photo shows the lady with all the clothes on and the handbag in a town walking along the path. So as you can see, it's really captured every detail. And you'll see underneath that you have a bunch of other options. You can save it, download, change the pose, remove the background, upscale, relight, expand image, magic eraser, hand feet fixer, design repair, even more, and you can generate a video. But we're going to be jumping into those individual features as we go along. So we're going to create a new AI model, and to do this you go to new task, and here you can upload an image, and you can also upload in batch, which is basically bulk, and you can upload to a maximum of 9, and each size should not exceed 20 megabytes. So quite generous there, and you can always compress the image to a lower amount if needed. It also says support for model images, mannequin and flat lay images, and video generation is available, and we'll be testing that out later. So here are some AI models below. They have some pre-made ones, some really good ones. That's me there. You can actually create your own model, and you actually need one image at least. So the more you upload, the more accurate the AI will be. You can rename your image. You can click the little star icon on the bottom right of each image. You can see how many people have viewed this model by the looks of it in the top right. Let's go to create a new model and I'll show you how this works. So you'll choose your name. I'm going to recreate mine but with different images. You've got to go to agree. It says up to 4 images, no larger than 5 megabytes each, and supports PNG, JPG and WebP formats. So let's go to upload, and here are my non-photogenic headshots of myself. So hopefully the AI will capture all that. You have 2 face types. You can choose natural or influencer vibe. Now I went with natural before, so let's try out influencer vibe. It gives you some examples that you should use correctly, and then there's some incorrect ones. So it's pretty adjustable, and now we go to confirm, and that will be in production. Okay, so now I have my model. All you need to do is click on it and the box will be highlighted, and then you upload your image, and it can basically be any model. So it could be a female, a male. It can have all these different accessories, and you'll see here it's got a few filters down here. And if I click on any of them, such as watch, it will try and find the watch, and it's highlighted it there. And it's actually found all the items on the man, such as the ring, so it should highlight the ring there, any accessories, and it's highlighted the necklace he's wearing. So what we can do now is we can go to generate, and it will actually change the head and the arms. So let's see what it brings us. Okay, so here are the images. Now it's created 4, and it's kept the t-shirt, the trousers, all the accessories, because that's what I asked the AI to keep. All the other areas such as arms and my head and neck has changed. Now my head is pretty strange. I mean, my face is slightly deformed. It has captured the majority of my face, And because my arms and hands weren't on there, it slightly changed the tone color of my skin to match my face, which is really clever. But as you can see, all the details of the t-shirt, even the creases, the necklace has been kept, and the watches and accessories and the rings. So that's really intelligent by the AI, and you can have a look at the other ones. Let's change the background on there. And it does change a little bit. Now, this was a hard image for the AI because the photos I uploaded weren't the best and the angle of the face was quite difficult. So perhaps for an easier image, it would bring out better results. So if you like the image, you can favorite it, you can download it. And if you click this button in the lower right corner, it will give you some options. It will say you can send it to change pose, remove background, upscale, expand image, magic eraser, hand feet fixer, and design repair. So it's quite good that you can quickly send that to any of those tools and adjust that image. You can also go to edit again, and that would be back to the upload we had originally. If you wanted, you can choose a different model, which probably is better. And below that, you can also change the location of the model. So let's say I wanted to add my model to Sea Ladder. I can click on there, click generate, and now my model should be added to that particular background. And if we go back to edit again, I'll show you a couple more features. You can actually upload your own location, and the resolution must be at least 512 by 512. Now, what I would really like to see is if you upload an image to automatically optimize it to this particular aspect ratio, but you actually have to do it manually. And you can do this easily by going to Google, go to image resizer and upload it there. But it would be nice to have this automatically optimized in the platform. So here's my face on the model we chose on the background called Sea Ladder. So you see the background there and my model has been implemented onto there. So really accurate. Obviously my face is terrible, but on a proper good face that's been uploaded, it would appear better. So let's go back to edit again. This time I'm going to choose a different model, such as Liam Johnson's face. Let's change the location to Park Pathway Scene, and you can actually preview it by clicking on the image. Let's select it, and I will show you some more options below. So here you have description, which is optional, and you can describe the image you want to generate with words, phrases, sentences, and you'll get a better output if you separate them with comments. If you go to AI enter, it will tell you what the image is, and it's basically analysed it and explained what your model looks like. And we'll just delete that. You can also go to prompt record, and you'll see previous prompts that you've put in. You can also specify content on image you'd like to avoid or exclude. So this would probably be good if you didn't select any background and you just wanted the AI to manually create one. Now below that we have a few more options that we can choose from. First of all, we've got model AI pose, and if we hover over this question icon, it will give you some examples of what this means. So for 0% is the original image pose, product details remain unchanged, 50% the product will adjust to pose changes, and 100%, which is free pose, the product will adjust to pose changes. And below that it will tell you what it's suitable for. We will actually turn this on to 50%, and once again it tells you with another example what this will do. Let's actually change that to 0. I think that would work better. Next up we have skin details, so it shows you an example of what natural looks like and then enhanced, and this is free for a limited time, so let's make the most out of that. Then we have photo composition, and if we hover over the question icon again, which I really like, you can see the original, what the refer to the original image would look like, so that matches the original composition and size. Then you got refer to selected location, which matches and the reference, auto adjust size. Let's keep it to refer to selected location. And you can generate an image or a video, which is in beta. Also, which I didn't notice previously, you can actually change the amount of images you want generated. So you can choose up to 16. I'm going to choose 2, and this will cost 30 points. Let's go to generate. And now that will be working in the background. Whilst that works, we can go to edit again. And now we can demonstrate with a video. So for a video, it will consume 600 points for one video. Let's create just one and I'll show you what that looks like. Just remember that we are using this particular background, the park pathway scene, and the model we're using is Liam Johnson. So that's what we should get. Okay guys, so here's the two images that we generated based on the original. It's captured all the details really well, the necklace, the watch, the face has changed, so that looks realistic. And this is the other one, so that also looks good as well, probably better than the other one. Now, as I mentioned at the very beginning, you can change the image with any of these options down here. So if the hands weren't right, I could change that. If I wanted to expand the image, I could do that. Based on that image, here is the video. Now it's 5 seconds long. And remember, this did cost 600 credits. So if you were on the lower tier, this would go down very quickly. Let's have a look. So really nice. It's even captured the trees in the background moving slightly due to the wind, and even turns the model around so he faces the camera. And it's captured it really well, kept everything in line with the face. So yeah, very impressed with that. Okay, so keeping it within the models, let's go to change pose. Now, here's an example one of Cristiano Ronaldo I did. And if I click on here, this is the original image and I've changed the pose slightly. Although it wasn't the best image, I'll show you how this works. So let's go to new task. And once again, there's a few options here. You can describe the image you want generated. You can use ChatGPT. So I've uploaded this model here, and if I use ChatGPT, it will say AI entering. And what it's done is it's analyzed the image and gave a prompt based on that image. I'm just going to leave it blank and go to 4 images to generate. You may have noticed earlier, but it says here you are currently number 36 in the line. So it goes down quite quickly, and because of the higher tier, it does say high speed GPU pool, which means the processing is quicker. So sometimes there's more time you need to wait, but overall it is pretty quick. Whilst that loads, let's go to the next tool, which is remove background. And here's one that I did a day or so ago, which is a product kind of image of milk. And I've removed that blue background, and this is the after photo. So really accurate. And we're going to do another demonstration. So once again, go to new task and let's upload an image. Now here's a guy who's standing with a background of what seems like a pool. And what you can do here is you can edit the image and you can mask out what you want to leave or remove. I'm going to leave that how it is because the only thing I want removed is the background. So I want to keep this man. So when you highlight the areas, they're the bits that you want to keep. You can change the background to any of these colors, or you can have it transparent. So perhaps if you have a product and you want it transparent because that looks good, you can do that, or have a nice white background. But for this model, I actually want to use transparent, so that would remove the background, and then I could actually add this model to a different background. So let's go with that, and this will cost 10 points. And here's the before and after photo with the background removed. So that looks pretty decent to me, and it's still kept all the details of the guy. And what we can do now is we can load our model now into the AI model section that we looked at earlier. And what we can do is we can place him on any of these backgrounds. There's also a location shot, or we could describe a background here. So let's put in, this man is in a hotel lobby waiting. Let's just generate 2 images. And this is how quick and easy it can be to add products and images in and then use them with other tools. And guys, look at this. So it seems his face has slightly changed in his glasses, but the shirt and trousers have all remained the same. There is now a watch on, and in this one it seems a bit more accurate. So overall it did a good job, but maybe with more description for the input or choosing a proper background, it would give a better result. So that's kind of how that works. Now, if we go to Upscale, it is basically what it sounds like. So you would add in your image or model. Let's just upload a product. I've got this can of Coke here. You've got the upscale ratio, which can be ×1, ×2, and ×4. But for this particular image, you can't do ×4. You can choose from detail preserving, general image, edge sharpening, which would be good for jewelry. So I'm just going to keep it with the original image. And here's an example here. So that's the before and that's the after. So that's really impressive. Let's see what we get here. And this will cost 10 points. Okay, so here's the before photo and here's the after. So it does look a bit more crisp and enhanced. There doesn't seem to be any way to zoom in. I mean, I could do it like this, but there's no zoom in feature, so it'd be nice to see that. So the Coca-Cola text seems a lot clearer. So yeah, I'm quite impressed by that. Before we move on to the Relight feature, I've just gone back to change pose, and this is what we did earlier. So we had the original image. We didn't put any prompt in. We just left it for the AI to make one up, and it has. So the pose is now different. The background slightly changed, but it's got the majority of where he is. This is the other image, so he's actually got his hand on there, so that's really cool. It's still got the hat on, and the text is still there on the t-shirt. It's got the F on the jeans, so it's captured that well. Then you've got this one, so that's a bit dodgy because he's actually leaning on nothing. And then we have this one, and I really like that because it's captured all the details there and it's on a plain background. So overall quite impressive apart from one or two. Now moving on, we have Relight, and what this does is I will show you an example. So this is the before photo and this is the after. So it actually changes some of the lighting effects, and I'll just show you one example. Here is one here of a perfume. So let's see what the AI gives us. You can also tick on these filters or tick off, and you just click on the ones you want. So it's got left, right light, top left light, and if we wanted bottom light as well, we can just click on all of these. So this will consume 50 points. So here are our after photos. Now you'll see that the left side of this image, the light is on the left. Now it's on the right, which does look a bit out of sorts. This one looks very good. It's in the top left. And then you got this one again on the right, which doesn't seem right on the right, funny enough. And then we got one more, which I really like on the bottom left. So depending on which angle you choose, it will give you a output of each angle. So this is a really cool feature. And actually, most of these looks very realistic and effective. The next feature we're going to look at is expand image, and here's a couple of previews I have. If you look here on the left one, you will see there's a house and it's got a couple of garages, but now you look at the after that's being expanded, the road has been expanded, and there's now a garage attached to possibly the other house. Also on the right, this is being attached, and the AI basically uses the image and it kind of predicts what the rest of the expanded image will look like based on the parts of the image it can analyze. So really clever technology. Now let's create a new image, and there are a few options. You can even upload in batch if you want. You'll choose the size, and that will show in real time down here. You can choose the number of images to generate. Now I've got this image here, which I think could look really good if expanded on. And this is the current size of it at the moment. And if I minimized it, it would use all this area on the outside to expand. So let's just open it a bit more. And now we can just go to generate, and it will cost 10 points per image. Okay, so really impressed with the output here. Here's the before photo on the left, and on the right, it's extended that little tree there on the left. It's even added some more shadow and some sand here. And on the right, the bush here is slightly changed, and I really like that. It's very impressive, and it's kept most of the, if not all, the original image. Even the guy sitting on the rock has slightly moved forward to allow an expanded area behind him. Let's just do one more image. Oh, before that, let's just look at the other one. So very similar to the one before. Now we've got this one of two little puppies. Really cute photo. You can choose from all kinds of sizes, from a YouTube banner to the thumbnail to an Instagram square. I'm actually going to lower this and make it smaller and see how clever the AI is. Let's generate 4 images this time. Okay, so here are the before and after photos, and I have to say this is one of my favourite features, the expand feature. It's captured all the details very well, even the blurred out background, the 2 dogs, all those little flowers or whatever they are on the ground. The next one's very similar, not as great. It's got these black kind of markings in the corner. This one's really nice though, and again, very similar, but it's blurred out some of these little flower things here. So really nice. I generally do like that feature. Another cool feature I really like is the magic eraser, which I'm going to show you now. So this is one that I did the other day. So it had all the milk bottles there, and I've basically highlighted all of them to remove, and all these little flower pots and things on the side, and look at the after photo. Really nice. Although the milk bottles reflection still shows there, it has captured and removed that quite effectively. And here's the other one. So let's create a new one. So here's a photo I uploaded of some food, and as I uploaded it, the AI automatically masked out some food that it would delete. And I'm going to leave that as it is, and we'll see if it actually deletes these particular dishes. I'm going to create 2 images and go to generate. Okay, so here we are. Now it has deleted the dishes, but it has replace them with some other items and things, so didn't quite capture it well there. And again, it has deleted them, but it's added these in. So maybe if I go back, we'll go to edit again, and this time we'll go to edit unwanted area, and now we can manually choose which ones. So if we go to reset, it will take them off. And now if you go to paint, and you can choose the brush size in the bottom right hand corner. So let's get rid of some smaller items such as this lemon. We could also remove this kind of pot here, and you have to highlight the whole bit to make sure the AI knows what it's doing. Once you're done, you go to complete, and there you go, it's highlighted that area. We'll go to generate and see what the output is. And here we go. So it has removed those particular dishes, or 1 dish and 1 lemon. But once again, it's replaced it with this little pink thing. So I don't know what's going on there. Next up, it actually has completely got rid of them. There's a slight kind of bump in the table, but it has tried to keep it within the color of the table or the surface. So that's better than the other one, but I think that can be improved on a bit more. So the next feature is the hand and feet mixer. And as you know with AI, when you generate an AI image that involves hands or feet, they can look a bit distorted. So here's a couple of examples I've done already. Now if you look here on the before photo, it's very AI generated. And then on the after photo, it's a lot more realistic and clear. And here's another one, even captures a bit more hair, some of the crinkles in the hand. So you can tell that's a lot better. So let's create a new one. Now here's an image that was generated with AI, and it's already highlighted the distorted hand. And let's go straight into this and choose 2 images to generate, and let's see what the output gives us. Okay, so here's the before photo, and look at the AI generated hand there. It doesn't look quite right. The finger there is very long, and this is the after photo. So the hand looks a lot more realistic. It's even got a fingernail on it, and this bit here where that weird shaped finger was is looking a lot better now. And this is the other image. So once again, quite similar, but a lot more realistic. Here's another example I did. So as you can see, it's captured the nail varnish of that one finger nail that is on the left, and everything looks a lot more realistic. So a really nice option to have that there. The next feature we'll look at is design repair. And what you can do here is you can take a logo or an icon or some text and you can replace it with what's on the model's t-shirt or a cap or anything really. So endless possibilities. Here I've done the YouTube kind of icon and I've replaced that with what was on his original cap. So it's not the best example, but you can see that one looks better, kind of what this tool can do. Now, let me show you how this works. We'll go to new task and it actually shows you a little demo of how it works. So it highlights that area and then you can basically adjust it with what it should be. Now I've got this image I've just uploaded here and automatically it will open up the screen where you will brush out the part that you want to change. So I'm going to adjust this bit here on her necklace it seems, and it's only a small thing, but let's go to complete and now we have to upload what we want the target reference image to be. Now I've got this coin I just found and it has the background as well, and I'm going to see how intelligent the AI is to try and place this coin on this highlighted area on this girl's necklace. And I'm going to create 4 images to give the AI a bit more chance. What I would recommend you do is actually remove the background first, so it makes it easier for the AI to identify what item is going to place on whatever model or product you're using it on. Okay guys, so I'm not quite sure what's happened here, but it hasn't captured the coin, but it might all depend on the picture you're uploading or the particular logo or text. Perhaps this wasn't a good example, but essentially this is how it works. You will highlight the area you want to take off and replace it with the icon or the text or whatever you want to put on there. So that's all the features, or all the main features that are available in WeShop AI. Of course, you can download every image. You can delete these images in batch. Essentially, this tool is best used for AI models or products. So if you have an e-commerce store, it's really good for that particular business. Or perhaps you're a Photoshop user and you're sick to death of having to manually edit your photos or products and you want a quick fix. Nothing beats doing it manually yourself, but as the AI technology gets better and better, these tools will improve and the output will become very close to what you can do manually. Now, there's some additional things I want to note. You can see examples for most of these features. You can also check out user guides for each of these features. So you can just go to view the tutorial and now it will show you a tutorial on how to do this. And it's like a step-by-step guide. And this is one of the big things that I really like about WeShop is they create regular blog posts, but they're not just any blog posts. They are blog posts about how to use their particular features. And they are updated weekly or every few days, which I really like to see. And to me, that's a sign that they want to continuously improve and help out users of their tool. Now, they also have an app, and I have used this, and it's very well made. Everything's very easy to access, and it's on iOS and Android, which is great. And it syncs up with your WeShop account on the web. It hasn't got as many features as the web version, but it has all the features that you would want and need to use. Now, they also have a feature request area where you can add in a new topic. So there's quite a few that have been added recently. Multiple models, fixed hair, AI video generation, and this is a nice feature to have. It shows that the team are looking for feedback so they can implement some of these changes. Now let's talk about the Appsumo pricing, as WeShop is currently running a lifetime deal on there. Now the main difference is the points per month, or you might want to call it credits. So it goes up to license tier 6, where you can get a huge 100,000 credits for $799. If you have a discounted code, this is really good value for money. Now for tier 1, you get 2,000 points per month. So if you're generating AI videos, which cost 600 points per time, you're going to use this up very quickly. But for general generations, around 10 to 15 points, it could last you a while. If you have a lot of products and models, you might want to go from license tier 2 with 6,000 points, tier 3 for 15,000 and tier 4 for 30,000, and then there's tier 5 for 60,000. All the other features that we talked about earlier are included, and there is a 60-day money back guarantee if you're not happy with the product. WeShop has been on Appsumo before, which is why they've got 40 reviews and 159 questions. The founder is very responsive to the questions. They're very nice, or the team are very nice, and just generally looking to improve the product and help out people. Now, reviews, as I said, there's 40 and there's a lot of 5 stars. This one is 1 star, but they have wrote a genuine response asking for suggestions, and this is what I would like to see for a support team, is not taking it offensively and generally looking to help. But as we go down, there's a lot more 5 stars reviews. Now, there are a few tools that are similar to WeShop. There is SellerPick that's currently on Appsumo, which does leave in 6 days. I have reviewed this, so please check that out. This is another good tool that I really enjoyed, and they're making improvements. There's been other ones like Product Scope, which is also very similar, but WeShop has been around for a while now, and they've generally got a good team behind them looking to improve the product. Okay guys, so that's the end of the review. The question is, would I recommend WeShop? And the answer is yes. There are some additional features they could add if they compare themselves to other products similar in that particular space. A couple of features need improving, such as the magic eraser. The design repair may need a look at to enhance this. But overall, I'm really impressed. Okay guys, let me know what you think of WeShop AI. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next review.